So Cal, what's the value of time to you now?
Well, at first it was difficult to even tell, I've got this sundial, but look up. White screen. What's the use of a sundial when there's no sun?
Wow, that is so profound. How do we orient ourselves when there's everything and nothing above us, with only the tools of primitive and yet ingenious man?
What are you talking about? I mean, literally, this tool is useless without the sun. It might as well be called a no-fun dial.
From what I understand, you've been having a lot of fun behind the scenes here. A lot of projects you've been working on. I can even see in the background all that construction being done at Congruent Academy. Tell me about that.
Well, yes, it's true, I've had to adapt. Got a digital clock now, which is a lot more reliable than this piece of you-know-what. And it's got this timer feature, which has been really useful. It helps me be more timely. That and the clones.
Did you say clones?
Yeah, of course. You've got to have clones. Wait, we're not rolling yet, are we?
Of course we're rolling. I'm part camera after all.
What's up, and welcome back to Congruent Academy, the place for people in process. I'm Cal, and I'm getting my act together one video at a time. Today, I want to talk about that tick-tock, those flowing grains of sand, arguably the most precious thing that we all possess. That's right, today, I want to talk a little bit about time. My goal in this video isn't to tell you how you should be spending your time. I can't do that, and I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. And I won't do that. And there are so many reasons for why so many of us are so prone to distraction. Just to name a few, in this attention economy, tech companies are using psychologists to design experiences for us to spend as much time on their platforms as possible to generate as much revenue as possible for them. That, coupled with how fucking crazy things are in the world today, make it much more understandable that the way we interact with time can be inherently dysfunctional, but that's for another video. Instead, today, I just want to share with you some of what I've been learning about and thinking about with the hopes that we can all take away a heightened sense of awareness about the value of our time. And raising that awareness can be all we need sometimes. Now, I just want to make it clear up front, I am by no means an expert in time management. This is the place for people in process after all. In fact, for a majority of my time here, I'd say that I've been a time waster in more ways than one, and I've made several videos in the past which speak to the existential dread that can parallel such an experience. But this video is born from experience, and at Congruent Academy, that's how things go. So take that for what it's worth. Now, without any further wasting of your time or mine, let's begin with some definitions. Dictionary David, you do the honors.
According to dictionary.com, time can be a noun, adjective, and a verb. There are a total of 25 separate definitions just for this one word. So, for the sake of everyone's time, I'll just tell you the two top definitions for each form of the word, and then if you so desire, you can find this definition at all the other sources in the video in the description. Will this work for you, Cal?
Fine with me, DD.
Fantastic. So, let's now get into the definitions. Now, number one. I'm so sorry, I am nervous. Let me just clear my throat and relax. This is my first time appearing in front of an audience. Now, number one. The system of those sequential relations that any event has to any other, as past, present, or future. Indefinite and continuous duration, regarded as that in which events succeed one another. 2. Duration regarded as belonging to the present life as distinct from the life to come or from eternity. Finite duration. Adjective. 1. Of, relating to, or showing the passage of time. 2. Of an explosive device. Containing a clock so that it will detonate at the desired moment. Verb. Number 1. To measure or record the speed, duration, or rate of. 2. To fix the duration of.
Okay, Dictionary David, thank you for that definition. Now please go and lie down, have a rest, you did great. Please stop talking.
You're welcome, Cal, and I'm so sorry I'm nervous. I have never spoken in front of an audience before. I am a book.
Man, for someone whose head is literally full of words, you'd think that he'd be better at talking, wouldn't you? Now, that conversation has me wondering, when did time begin? And I have absolutely no understanding as it pertains to scientific consensus and theories like string theory as they relate to time, and so I want to be clear that I am largely ignorant on this question. So I figure that I'll ask Sergio for his input. Sergio? I am Sergio. While nothing has been proven, the top result generated states that the Big Bang model of cosmology indicates that time began together with the universe approximately 14 billion years ago. The first time measuring device, the sundial, in ancient Egypt came about around 1500 BC. Daylight was actually the standard unit of time for the next 3 millennia. Now the standard unit of time today is the second. Here it is. And days began to be measured more reliably from that metric beginning in the 14th century, when mechanical clocks were first invented. I'll be sure that Cal will make a video on this some point in the future, because judging by those wide blank eyes, he looks like he has a question. Hold on, 14 billion? Like, with a B? Correct, Cal. 14 billion years ago. For some context, in 2019, our world in data cited that the average global life expectancy is 73 years. This would mean that between the start of time and today spans 191708221.918 average lifespans.
YOLO.
Sergio out. Now, I think it's fair to say that time can be both relative and objective. Objective in that time is measurable. We know that we each have 24 hours in the day. But time can also be relative in that one's experience of it can be completely different from someone else's in the same exact moment. Time can move brutally fast, painfully slow, and anywhere in between. Which is so amazing and scary, isn't it? What I have to say about it is that time is no good if it's wasted. Here are some of the ways that I've wasted time. I've wasted time doing nothing. I've wasted time trying to do everything, but ultimately doing nothing. And I've wasted time doing something, but not seeing that something out before it became something, and thus became nothing. But over the last year, that reality check has been exactly what I've needed to recognize and make real change. There are strategies that can be implemented to go from being someone who wastes their time to someone who recognizes and leverages the value of their time, resources to which I will share in the description. I am not trying to waste your time by poorly explaining something. I've got other things to say and do before this video is over. So one of the most effective ways that I learned the value of my time was by recognizing exactly how much of it I was wasting and by establishing my goals and priorities. From there, I gradually worked to do a little more of the goals and priorities each day and a little less of the time wasting. It's about the trajectory. I did a time audit of how I'd spend my average day, and I tracked how much time on average I attended to my goals and priorities, and how much time I spent on things that would objectively be considered a waste of time, particularly in relation to those goals and priorities. Doing this is painful, but necessary, in my opinion, because I had to confront a pattern of living that was not serving me, and I had to confront that ticking clock. And after confronting it, I had to learn how to make it my friend and not my enemy. This is an ongoing, frustrating, and ultimately rewarding process, full of failure and success. I'm just grateful to be moving toward a more fulfilling way of living my life, a trajectory that is, in fact, possible for me, which means it's surely possible for you too. I try to, in each day, practice being that much more present so that I can feel my experience of time in action and in the moment. It's strange to experience time, because for short lives, it's finite, and surely this earth will not exist forever, but yet time is everlasting, permanent, always there, until it isn't. Time is so scary, and so wonderful. I believe it is the most precious resource that we all have access to, and I'm choosing to treat my time with the value that it deserves. It's a difficult sensation to explain, and so now I'll turn it over to you watching and ask you, how do you experience time? And how do you want to spend your time? Let me know down below. Until next tick time, power to the people in process.